Colby Covington is going to win overall. Okay, he's played everyone like a fool. If you are angered by Colby Covington, he's won. He's beat you guys. You know what I mean? Like, that's his plan. He wants you angry at him. And a lot of people that say, oh, I don't even care about him, you know, not even entertaining fighter. I don't even want to watch his fight. It's not like I want to see him lose. I'm just not going to watch. You're a fucking moron and you're not a hardcore MMA fan. Because if you're a hardcore MMA fan, you're going to watch Colby fight. He's the #1 fucking contender. Regardless of what his personality is, he's playing you guys for a fool. And I'm not talking to everyone. Because there's some people out there that understand what Colby's doing. He knows it's a gimmick. What don't you guys get? Everyone's falling into it. Anthony Smith's comment. Anthony Smith, you're a fucking light heavyweight. You're a light heavyweight. Colby's a welterweight. What are you doing getting in sort of engagements with him? You have no time to get in engagements with him. He's under your skin. He's under your skin, Anthony Smith. And he's under everyone's skin who has a little comment about him. Mike Perry. You see, Mike Perry gets engaged to his girlfriend. Colby Covington says, good thing you're living in so-and-so where it's legal to marry your horse. Hilarious! Literally funny. I know it's overused because he said it a few times about her horse face. But he says it and then Mike Perry goes, you want something to say about it? Me and you, man. Mike Perry, you're unranked. You're coming off of a loss. You've lost 3 out of your last 4 fights. You're not in the top 15. Colby Covington is ranked #1 in the world and still holds the interim belt. He hasn't been stripped yet. Colby Covington is playing everyone who hates him for a mook. He is fucking playing you guys like a flute. Like, he's just absolutely fucking rinsing you guys. Everyone who says, oh, I fucking hate him. God, I can't wait to see Tyron knock him out. He's making you like Tyron Woodley. Do you know how hard that is? He's making Woodley seem likeable. And Dana doesn't like it. Dana hates that. Dana hates that there's a guy that can make Woodley seem likeable. Because obviously Woodley, there's no likeable traits about him whatsoever. Obviously you can feel indifferent about him. But no one's going to say, yeah, hell yeah, Woodley, you tell him. I love Woodley, man. I'm the biggest Woodley fan ever. Maybe his fighting style, but his personality, there's nothing likeable about Woodley. He can make you guys love Woodley and support Woodley. The same people that said Woodley is the most boring champ in the world are now saying, oh, I can't wait till Woodley overhands him and knocks out Colby's smug face. He's playing you right where he wants you guys. You're going to buy his events. You're going to buy his event. Whoever he's got it real good. So what, he got stripped. He's done enough to stay in the headlines and complained enough to stay in the headlines. He's been in everything he says, he's in the headline. You say he's not a star and no one likes him. Every time he has a tweet about anything, he's there. Whenever those MMA channels on YouTube do reactions to fights from Twitter, he's the first tweet. And it's something negative, and he knows exactly what he's doing. And if you're watching this and you're like, that's not me, then it's not you. I'm not talking to you guys. I'm not talking to you guys at all. And the guys who I am talking to know that I'm talking to them because they are seething right now. They hate this. They hate Colby Covington and his gimmick. And Colby knows it's a gimmick. He's broken before on radio. I watched Colby's career very closely. He used to be a very nice guy. He realised that being a nice guy ain't going to get him fucking anywhere anytime soon. He's going to have to take a lot longer to get some places. And it's going to be a lot more difficult matchups. And he's played the game as it is, whether you like him or not. He's sort of a Walmart Chael Sonnen, in my opinion. And he's close friends with Chael Sonnen. So it makes sense. He's learned from Chael Sonnen. Chael's probably gone to him, you know, this is what you need to do. You need to do this, maybe have a few. And then Colby's saying, what about this line? I could say this line. I could say this line, Chael. And then Chael's like, okay, shut the fuck up. That's cringy. Don't do that line. Let's maybe tweak it this way. Brazil, you're a dump. That's got a catchy ring to it. You know? Why do you think Colby hates Brazil so much? Chael's history. Chael is his mentor. And when Chael comes to Colby and says, you know what, Colby? Let me offer you this. You know? And he just gives him catchphrases and say, use this. And Colby just fucking splurges them out of his mouth with no fucking emotion whatsoever. Just says the words. He's not even act. He knows how shit it is. That's the best part about it. But he's getting paid big bucks. And he's hanging out with porn stars. And the guys who hate him aren't. And that's why they hate him. I love Colby Covington. I love everything about it. You know why? Because it makes the welterweight division great again. There was a stalemate with Woodley as champion. After the first Stephen Wonderboy Thompson fight, or the second one, boring. No one wanted to watch it. For the casual fans, that is. I enjoyed the fight. I thought it was a technical striking showdown between two of the best. Then he fights Maya. Then he fights Woodley. Then he fights Till, catches Till on the chin. No one fucking watches that pay-per-view whatsoever. No one is watching Woodley pay-per-views, and it's not because of the UFC not promoting him, because Woodley has been given the best places on every pay-per-view card. Think about it like this. He's been co-main event to a McGregor card as champion. He's been co-main event to a John Jones card as a champion. He's going to be co-main event to another John Jones card as a champion. He's had his own fucking events. All of this is the UFC trying to promote him, but no one likes him. A few people do. And I understand if you like Woodley. But you have to understand, the vast majority of the MMA community cannot see likable traits in Tyron Woodley. And Colby Covington is making them like Woodley. And Dana hates it. But Dana has no say in this. Because I guarantee you, whoever wins at UFC 235 is going to call Colby's name on that mic. Because if he's the easy fight that they say he is, why wouldn't they want to fight him next? Why wouldn't they want to call him out? Here's where we're going to find out who the real hypocrites are. If they gets to a post-fight interview and Joe Rogan holds the mic and says, what's next for you? And either one of Usman or Woodley, whoever wins, I think it's going to be Woodley. And Joe Rogan says, what's next for you guys? Who's next? Who's the next challenge? And they don't say Colby's name after all this shit that he said to both of them. And they've said that he's an easy fight, easy payday. Then they're fucking lying, guys. They're lying and they don't want none of the chaos. You know what I'm saying? I'm riding the fucking Colby train all day, every day. I don't think he's going to beat Woodley or Usman. But he's making things fun. He's making the division fun. In a time where it was stale for so long. And I can't wait. I can't wait. As an MMA hardcore fan, I love Woodley as champion. I love the technique. You know, I love his skill set. I love how he's better than everyone else. I like that in my champion. I like the talented contenders that are rising through the ranks to challenge him. And he's beaten them. In Darren Till. In Usman, if he beats him. In Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. In Damian Maia finally getting his title shot. Colby's next. No matter what happens. They haven't stripped him yet. They haven't officially stripped him. He's still labelled as the interim champion. And he's getting the next fight. And he could go anywhere and sell. And he doesn't need the UFC. He could go to Bellator and he'd be their biggest star. You know? We'll see. We'll see what happens with Colby. But I just feel like whoever wins on Saturday, Colby's guaranteed that title shot. If they say he's the easy fight that they think he is, and he's an easy payday, and he's all talk, and they're going to smash him, come fucking prove it. Call out Colby in your post-fight interview. Build a fucking fight. Let's set it up. Colby versus the winner of Woodley versus Usman. I can't fucking wait. He's playing everyone. And he's played the game perfectly. As cringy as it is, it's working for him. And he needs to keep fucking doing it. I don't care that it's cringy. I can see past the act. And I've seen interviews where he's actually himself. If you want to watch a documentary where Colby is himself, watch some embedded episodes. Because he actually isn't all fucking gimmicky chaos mode. You know? And also watch a Genghis Khan film, Tales from the Grind. Jorge Masvidal. Colby Covington is in an episode of that. And he's actually a nice guy. The gimmick he's playing, as cringy as it is, it's working. And it's going to continue to work until he gets his title shot. And maybe he becomes champion. And maybe he moves up to take on Whitaker. And maybe a 165 division opens up. And he can move down to challenge that. Don't count him out. Don't count him out. Just because you don't like him, don't let your hatred cloud your bias. Like and subscribe, guys. That's how I feel on Colby. Like and subscribe.